the Twomeys GAA Box. So by show of hands or hand, whose idea was this?
Dad's.
Well,
It got sent into a WhatsApp group chat while we were all at work.
Hold it a second now. Not really, because it was a hand, the PRO in a hand said it was asked.
Emer Kenny, right?
Emer to put forward a family. They put it through what's his name up the road?
Tony Hartnett.
Tony Hartnett is the secretary and Colin Barry is the chairman. And I said, yeah, they're mad enough to do that, yeah. So that's how it happened.
And the way Dad addressed us was, "Hi, ladies. By any chance, we have never been addressed like that in our lives by our father." And he was being all formal, so we'd be on board.
So the process of this is like a GAA Box. Are you fans of GAA Box, or is this just a total jump across?
Well,
no, I don't really watch it.
I don't really watch it. Orla watches it, yeah.
Yeah. So people watching hurling is a great concept, but it's even more of a good concept when you can't go to the games. Is that something that you've you've gone to the games all the time?
We go to all the games. We're season ticket holders. We go to all the games. We don't miss anything now. For years under minor 21s, everything.
So do you go out into the driveway beforehand and eat sandwiches out of the boot of the car? Just to keep
We're not from
Tipperary.
I had a question, Don, because I know you're in the Ahan area, which is very close to the Clare border if you walk across a certain bridge.
We're on the Limerick border.
No, and you're very close to the Tipperary border, which is the other way. So you have to be very, the closer you are to these borders, the more partisan you can be. So obviously,
but I said they went to school in Newport, so they'd hate Tip more,
Listen, in terms of the day itself, are you conscious the cameras are there for a few minutes, or do you get lost in the emotion of it all after a while? Or?
You get a bit nervous
at the start.
At the start, you're nervous, yeah.
But then you forget about it.
There's loads of lights like in front of your face.
Yeah,
and then you have a mic on, so you kind of.
To be a bit careful.
You got to be very careful what you say. You can't even go to the loo, like.
Yeah.
There was a couple of beeps in episode 1, if I remember, from the father there.
And that's only the bits that were shown. You just see the rest.
Tell me, in terms of the routine that you would have gone through in a match day, there's something we can't do now. Obviously, you would bond with your daughters over going to those games. Has it brought you back together again for these games like it would have before?
Yeah, because I suppose if we weren't going to a match, we mightn't all sit down to the telly.
One of us could be working.
Want to be working. They wouldn't be getting. But we would be going to the matches, so it's kind of not relevant really, because if myself and Ashling might watch Tip and somebody else playing, Galway playing or whatever, you know what I mean. But last Sunday now, we all sat down and we watched the match, the Galway and Tip match, and Orla said, "Dad, GAA Box are not here, or GAA Box are not here, you don't have to be roaring and shouting."
Oh no, he made us stand up for the anthem. And
the national anthem,
yeah, and I was eating a yogurt and he gave out to me saying I couldn't fucking eat it because of him, because he was like, "Stand up." And I was like, "Dad, the cameras aren't here."
You're doing that. We're doing that in the last episode.
Yeah, they all copied us.
They all copied us.
They all copied us in the last episode. Yeah.
Tell me, because this video, the way it goes out here, I have to ask. There's a couple of things that popped up in episode 1 I'd like to clarify. So, the dog's name, the dog. Puddles, right? And whose idea? And do you always have one? Whose idea was the clipboard?
Oh,
no, the clipboard. Oh no, that's.
It was
match program.
It was the program.
It was the program.
It was a hardback.
She printed off the football, the shit football.
I was trying to rush it because normally he has the book.
I always have the program,
and he writes down the scores, and he has earplugs in when he's watching a match to hear the radio.
To get their commentators,
and then
he'd be like, "I said what they said on the radio, didn't I say it?"
Yeah.
I hope now you're tuned into Live 95's commentators when they're doing the.
Oh, absolutely.
Good to know.
Absolutely.
Good to know. Yeah, he's great, that fella, whoever he is. The games themselves, though, then obviously Limerick are going well in Ireland semi-final this weekend against Galway. Is it harder to watch it on the couch? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah.
You'd love to be up in Crow Park, like getting up at all hours in the morning and going
car journey.
Having the frying and heading off and
He gets up at 6, like
he'd be pacing around the house.
I'm ready to go rock and roll.
He'd be there before the fucking team, like.
In early to see the minor, is there any kind of minor reruns? Do you get into the couch 4 hours before GAA Box goes on just to get into the scene of things?
Well, they're not showing the minors.
No, that's what I said. There's no minor. I'm saying, do you still sit down too early?
No, not that bad now. But I have watched. I've rewatched games.
No, it was Christmas Day last year, and you put on the All Ireland from 2018. Instead of watching Home Alone or Harry Potter like a normal family.
No.
And then we went out to our nana's house, and
they were watching
our aunties were all sitting down, and we walked in. And they were watching the All Ireland. Then they watched the documentary, and we're just for God's sake.
Someone got the video for Christmas.
I'll speak for the older generation of fans here. It wasn't always like this. So anytime you get to watch it.
That's what I tried to tell them, that they were so lucky to see Limerick winning All Ireland, and they're only 20 years of age. I'm 50 years of age, and that was my first time seeing them.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me, what's the reaction been like amongst your friends?
Well, I'm still in school. Yeah, I'm in 6th year, and every teacher has come up to me, even the ones I didn't think knew my name, have come up to me about being on TV. The principal stops me every time he sees me and says for an autograph, and I was like, "No, I'll give it to you on Monday. We'll win the semi-final."
Well, like I'm on placement I got away with it for so long. I'm on placement in a secondary school as well, so I kind of got away with it. And then next thing, the principal came up to me and was like, "Oh, is that you on the telly?" And then next thing, like all the teachers kind of went around the staff room, and I got a right slag for it. And yeah, so.
Or I walked into a classroom and one of the teachers had it playing, and she was, I was mortified. Or then the other lads, my teachers from Waterford, my business teacher, and then the lads are from Tipperary, and they're all like, "Oh, put on goggle backs and see Harry Toomey on it." And they were like, "Go on, put it up on YouTube in front of the whole class." I was mortified. I goes, "If you put that on, I'm walking straight out." I was mortified.
That's the price of fame. Harry, what about you at work and stuff?
Tis funny, because all they wanted, I work for the county council, so they said, "You're going to get too famous now to come in and have the tea with us and all that." I said, "No, lads, that's okay. That's not going to happen."
Even the Galway one slags the county council.
Yeah, the Galway crowd, actually, I have an issue there now. The Galway family started slagging the county council workers. So I don't know, did we let it know that we were county council? I don't know. But we'll have to put it right anyway on Sunday.
Exactly. Come here. In terms of the reaction that fans or people have had, obviously it's been great. What about your own reaction to some of the refereeing decisions there last day, and maybe calling into question the refereeing standards in Junior B hurling in Limerick?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. It was just what one was that? There was
touching the ball on the ground, picking up the ball and putting for the tip goal.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was just so bad. Like, that was not alone did he pick the ball up off the ground, but he threw it as well. Like.
But like everyone from Tip kind of said that,
even the boys in GAA Box said, "Oh, we robbed them there, lads," So.
And if Tip are admitting to it, it's bad. Like.
Yeah. But do you know what? The boys were all giving out about Johnny Murphy reffing last Sunday. So what I did the other night was I rewatched the match, the first half again. And I watched it, and I taped it. I rewound it, and I watched it. I rewound it, and they say that Johnny Murphy gave Cathal Barrett a yellow card for nothing. Is what they're
for the first yellow card.
For which is what they're trying to say, right? He had been pulled once for a swing that didn't hit anyone. He picked the ball up off the ground, and when he gave the free out, he gave back lip to Johnny, and then. The third time, he swung the hurley again and missed. And he got a yellow card for persistent fouling. Like, and everyone was on, there shouldn't have been a Limerick referee.
But like, they knew who the ref was the whole week. Like, why didn't they say anything before the match and cause the uproar after the match?
Like, I thought it was bad by Liam Sheehy, saying that.
So are losers.
That it shouldn't have been a Limerick ref. Like,
in terms of what Bord Gosh are doing here with this, is it great sometimes to see the other families and go, God, thank God people are as passionate about this as we are.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I love the
Especially
Wexford
the
ones.
Wexford ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
like
the-
they painted the house
Oh.
the Wexford colour, so we were just like, at least we're
when
not
the
that
when the
crazy.
mother when the mother wasn't home,
Yeah.
or when the wife wasn't home, they
Oh my
painted
God.
it.
yeah.
That was
But
the one where the
you
grandfather
people
was
said-
asking to send 2 Hail Marys. The young fellow was having
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
get people saying to that we're worse than
Oh.
you, we're madder than you. You know? How did you get this gig? We're madder than you.
No, the amount of people that turn around to me is like, your dad looks like a nutcase. I was like, stop. I'm mortified.
Well, I
Was-
kind of am.
Was their hair dyed as well?
Yeah,
What?
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tried to wash it out.
We had to hide the greys.
a full week at work with this big green ball.
It was like a
So,
mohawk.
you'll
have it again.
I won't. I'm getting a cap. I'm going to get a cap now, and I'll put on a cap.
Right, so last one for me then. Obviously, look, this video, part of the video will go out ahead of the match on Sunday. So what are we thinking? Limerick people don't do confidence. We can be confident, but we don't do confidence very well. How are we looking? Because obviously Shane O'Neill and John Fisher are involved with Galway as well. So
Yeah, I know. I think I think we're. I'm confident.
I'm confident for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm confident. I know.
I think Galway's going to come out fighting this weekend since they played very bad last week. Yeah, I thought they were very poor last weekend. They just didn't seem in it. They'll probably get a kick up the arse. Like.
Yeah, but you see.
I think it'll be a puck of a ball in it, but
Yeah, but I still think we had our problems in the full back line
But I think we've sorted
over
it.
injuries. So look.
And we need to score goals.
Yeah, we need to score
And
goals.
soft Joe.
Joe's easy. You're Joe.
might have to leave out Joe's easy one.
Yeah.
Joe lives in Limerick. You could hear this. Never mind. See it.
Oh,
He liked their Instagram of Dad saying on poor gosh saying poor Joe. And he has a restaurant in Castletroy, so it's like 10 minutes away from us.
You see, they were after showing us. We were watching the 2018 match. You know, the first day when they were and Kyle Hayes went up for the ball and he got the ball. He went down and Joe laid on his belly and looked up to see was the ref going to do something, you know. So that's what we were reacting to. That's what we were reacting to.
Family that from Galway, we met them over in Lanzarote, and the child would always say, "Poor Joe."
Poor Joe, yeah. Like we got.
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
We're just saying that. We go to Lanzarote on holidays under normal circumstances, you know. And when we're coming into the complex that we've been going there for a few years, they just go, here's Limerick, you know. They don't say, here's Harry, here's Lena, here's Orla. Here's Limerick, you know.
Yeah, or the amount of people from holidays, like Scottish people and English people.
Oh, yeah.
They're all that they saw us on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
It was the first day it was out, and they were like, I never knew you were famous. I was mortified. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, lads that I worked with in England are texting me that I wouldn't have heard in 20 years. Oh, we see you on the telly, you know.
Brilliant,
So,
the global reach for the game.
Oh yeah, and like fair play to Bord. Gosh, like I think it was brilliant by him to come up with.
like,
I know it was GAA GAA Box as such,
Studios.
you know, and Ball Studios. Like they've been very professional in everything that they've done as well. You know, I think it's good. Like now, I would say that being on it, you know, some people might say it's not so good. You know, that is, you know, who are we to be on the telly? Like, but
I know it's an insight into everyone's TV room. That was the original idea of GAA GAA Box. We all watch television the same. We all watch matches the same. I think every single person can see someone in one of the rooms that's them. So a checklist ahead of the weekend, right? The television room's all set up, all decked out in green.
yes,
Will you have the right team sheets printed out this time?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think we switched jobs. I'm normally the one that sets up the room. So
Now, is Puddles a good luck charm? Is he allowed in all the time? Is this?
he's scared.
No, she gets really scared of me ordering
Yeah,
the
last Sunday she got really scared. She started crying.
She started whinging, so she had to go.
And after the match, she wouldn't come into the sitting room, and I was like, "Dad, we both wearing pressure." And she ran out. And like we put the face mask on her. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, it's
No.
Limerick face mask. Oh, we put a Limerick face mask on her over her belly. So the crest is on her stomach.
It's on her back.
But on her back.
Yeah, it's on her back.
She's a bit flexible. Yeah, she's not much of a pup
It's
anymore.
a GAA, Limerick GAA face mask.
I put it on her back.
And we have it on her back, and her two front legs are going through the earpieces, would say, you know.
So fingers
Yeah.
crossed you get one more episode out of this, because obviously you'll be covered this weekend in the semi-final and hopefully then the final.
Yes, I got an email today from Bold.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. We get another one after that.
So
we will.
listen, I've kept you long enough, and obviously you've busy couple of days ahead, but from our point of view, thanks very much for showing everyone how crazy Limerick people are about hurling. I think that's a huge thing for everyone, just to show how much and obviously we won't get too cocky ahead of Galway, but hopefully hopefully you'll be saying poor Joe come about 6 o'clock on Sunday night. We look after him when we meet him. So listen, thanks a million for your time.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it, and well done. It's been great so far, and thanks to Borgash too, obviously.
Obviously.